growing up on the kitchen table. Dad stopped smiling. Mom started working late. And every time I asked for something, Mom said the same thing.
We don't have money for that anymore.
So I stopped asking. When my shoes got too small, I kept wearing them. When my backpack ripped, I fixed it with tape. At school, my friends laughed because my clothes were old. I laughed with them so they wouldn't know it hurt. Then, one afternoon, I came home and heard Mom and Dad arguing in the kitchen. Mom was crying. She said raising a child was too expensive. Then she said my name. I froze outside the door. For the first time, I wondered if my family would be happier without me. After that, I tried to become the cheapest kid in the world. I stopped eating breakfast. At lunch, I saved half my food and brought it home. I walked to school instead of taking the bus. Whenever I found coins on the sidewalk, I put them inside an old cookie jar under my bed. Nobody knew. Then my 10th birthday came. Dad asked what I wanted. I told him nothing. He kept asking. So I smiled and said, maybe just a hug. Dad laughed, but Mom didn't. That night, I heard her crying in the bathroom. A few weeks later, things got even worse. Dad said we might lose our house. That night, I counted everything in my cookie jar. $43.20. It wasn't much, but it was everything I had. The next morning, I left the jar on the kitchen table with a note. Please use this so we can keep our house. Then I went to school. When I came home, the jar was gone. Mom was sitting at the kitchen table. My note was in her hands. She asked where the money came from. I told her everything. The skipped breakfasts, the walking, the lunches, the coins. Mom's face completely changed. Then she started crying. She pulled me into her arms and kept saying she was sorry. I didn't understand. That's when Dad walked in. He told me the truth. The argument I heard wasn't about me costing too much. Mom had been angry because Dad wanted to sell my college savings to pay the bills. She refused. When she said raising me was expensive, she wasn't blaming me. She was telling Dad that being my parents meant protecting my future, even when things were hard. For months, I had believed I was destroying my family, but my parents had been fighting to protect me the entire time. Then Dad smiled. He had gotten a new job that morning. We weren't going to lose the house. Mom gave me back my cookie jar. Every single coin was still inside. That night, we didn't have pizza. We ate noodles because they were cheaper, but Dad sat beside me. Mom kissed my forehead, and somehow, it tasted like the best dinner we'd ever had. I finally understood something. Being a family doesn't mean never struggling. It means nobody has to struggle alone. If you thought you were a burden to your family, would you tell them how you felt?